This is the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. We have assembled the world's finest sports and trivia dorks to prove once and for all that we are just as bad at this as we were at sports. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, sports trivia for those of us who rode the pine. I am not your host, Matt, but today's game will be pitting two Benchwarmer teams against each other with a guest host. So let's say hi to our guest host first. We'll do that. We'll do it opposite. We'll do to our guest host first. Here we go. I know Dan is looking at me disapprovingly. We'll hand it over to our guest host, Trevor Hogg, first. Hi, Trevor. How are you, sir?
Hi, Matt. I am well. I'm coming to you live from a bedroom closet where is most quiet here, where my baby son is in the other room trying to sleep, learning to crawl, which means he is not sleeping very well. But I'm happy to be here. It's been a little while. Looking forward to this challenge and looking forward to seeing how well we do tonight.
Awesome. All right. Well, then our teams will be Scott and Dan versus Mason and I. So we'll go over to Scott first and say hello to you because Scott has the team name and Dan is yet again looking at me disappointingly. So whatever. You two figure out who wants to talk first and you go ahead.
It's not that hard. Whoever doesn't have the team name goes first.
How would I have known who had the team name?
You didn't ask. I'd have given you that information. Anyway.
Why don't you start talking? There you go.
I'm talking now. Hi, how you doing?
Hi.
Matt, how are you doing tonight?
I'm great. Thank you, Dan. We are all over the place. How many bourbons have you had already, Dan? Come on, let's
none.
go.
I've had none tonight. I feel like I should.
None yet.
No, I'm not having one tonight. I got an early morning.
We got an early morning.
Don't cross that on your bingo card. No bourbon.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I really don't have much to add to this conversation, so I'm just going to give it over to Scott because, you know, it's Scott, and Scott always has stuff to add. So go ahead, Scott. What you got?
Mason's become a big fan of bourbon. Marriage, right? The first of many.
First marriage of many?
Oh, wow. Don't tell Bailey. Anyway, moving right along.
Yeah, I don't have much either. We'll get into the team name here. The attention should go to Trevor. Okay, so we'll stop talking and we'll move this along so that he can get going.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Scott.
Of course. Dan and I always staying true to ourselves and have a fudge themed team name. So tonight is no different. We will be Don't Fudge With My Heart.
No. Matt, your turn.
Okay. Yeah. Don't fudge with my heart. Mason, I have the team name. So you go first. How are you, sir?
I'm doing okay. I can relate to Trevor in that I live in a closet, which is my apartment. So
marriage, right?
Sorry, I shouldn't have set that one up. That was my bad. No, I'm doing okay. Just get back in the swing of things. We're in the home stretch for me between trying to get all of my students ready for state testing and AP testing and all sorts of stuff. So last push, basically, as we get to the end. And I'm also, we're also starting to look at houses. We haven't decided when we're going to get one, but probably in the near future. So we're starting that process. So that's fun.
Nice. So I have the team name. Our team name is going to be Current Events, Married and Moved. So I recently moved. It's not fun. I don't suggest it. 0 stars, but 5 stars and lots of fun is Mason getting married. So Mason, tell us about what happened. Tell us about, your experiences and what's going on, how'd it go?
Particularly the dance moves, please.
Yeah. Come on. I want to hear about it.
Okay. I mean, it was kind of a whirlwind to say the least. It went by in like 5 seconds, it felt like. But yeah, if you're following me or friends with me on Facebook, you've seen it because my sister posted it. But my mom and I did like a dance routine, basically. It's kind of like one of those things where you start out doing the slow dance and everyone's like, oh, they're so happy. And then just bust out into dance after that. So I think I got rated according to, I think it was Scott. I am a top 4 bench warmer in dance moves.
Nice.
So,
whoa.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of shocked. Which is just upper half. That's not, it doesn't sound as good as it is, but.
Well, you got David beat.
You probably got me beat. I'm just saying.
I've got my list in my head.
I messaged you the morning of your wedding and told you to take a deep breath and try to take it all in. But it's hard, man. The day of your wedding is just like a whirlwind. It's crazy and all this stuff. And so I'm glad that you had a positive, awesome experience. So good luck to you and your bride. So awesome. All right. Well, let's go ahead and hand it over to our guest, our guest host, which we already introduced, Trevor, and go ahead and kick us off. Or actually, we should probably kick it over to Dan first for the rules.
The game will consist of 4 quarters of play, each with different trivia style. The styles of quarters 1 through 3 will change from show to show, and I will explain them as we go along. Like any good sporting event, we will have a halftime show after the second quarter with entertainment questions. And in the fourth quarter, our teams will wager from their points accumulated to see who are today's clipboard captains, to be honored like the true benchwarmers they are. All right, let's get this game underway.
Now that we've done that, we can now officially hand it over to Trevor. So, Trevor, go ahead and tell us what's going on.
Okay. Well, this is my third time hosting. And I think if memory serves me correct, my first 2 games played pretty easy. So I tried to make this one a little bit on the more difficult side, but I had a number of playtesters who helped me out with this. So
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
including one Mark. Yeah. So right off the bat, I want to say thank you to all of you who responded to my post on the bench and helped me play test this. I think it's a better game. I hope it's a better game as a result of all of your feedback. So appreciative of that. Makes me better hearing your feedback. So without further ado, let's get on with it. The first quarter is going to be odd one out.
The odd one out. For this quarter, there will be 3 categorized questions containing lists of 6 items. The teams will attempt to choose the item from the list that does not fit the given category. Each question is worth 50 points.
All right. First quarter, odd one out. Question number 1. Which of the following is not an XFL team? The Tampa Bay Storm, the Orlando Guardians, the DC Defenders, the Vegas Vipers, the St. Louis Battlehawks, or the Houston Roughnecks?
All right, we're going to check in.
Okay, Don't Fudge With My Heart, nah, has checked in. So, current events, married and moved. You can talk it out.
I'm between Storm and Vipers.
Yeah.
So Guardians is because I was trying to go see an XFL game while I was in Disney, and it didn't work out in the timing wise. But it's the Orlando Guardians. The Defenders are the ones with the beer snake incident.
Yep, I heard about that.
I remember them. Roughnecks, I know because that's the one closest to New Orleans, and so a lot of people I've seen people post about it, and I knew Roughneck is just a thing that stands out.
And the Vegas Vipers, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Battlehawks, I'm certain that's the one that AJ McCarron plays for.
Yes.
Because of all his stuff he was talking about. I think it's got to be the Storm, but
The Tampa Bay Storm?
I don't think Tampa Bay even has a team. I might be wrong.
I think you're right. I know Orlando does for sure. Yep.
I'm trying to think of what the other ones are, but it's not coming to me off the top of my head what the other 3 would be. But Tampa Bay Storm just doesn't ring a bell for me at all. The other ones seem to make sense. Viper's the only one I had a question about, but Vegas Vipers sounds like one.
Yeah, that does. Let's do it.
Okay.
We're going to check in with Tampa Bay Storm.
Okay. Don't Fudge With My Heart. What did you say?
Yeah, right off the bat, the one that kind of stood out to me was Tampa Bay Storm. I don't recall Tampa Bay having an XFL team. This iteration, who knows what may happen. And the rest of them all made sense, like Mason kind of laid out. Battlehawks, let's go, baby. We also checked in with Tampa Bay Storm.
Both teams starting off strong, 50 points apiece. The correct answer is the Tampa Bay Storm. They are not an XFL team. They were an AFL team, an Arena Football League team, and the most successful Arena Football League team in its history until it folded. They had, so Tampa Bay Storms were an AFL team with one Jay Gruden among their alumni. So, correct answer, Tampa Bay Storm. Nice job. Question number 2. Which of the following is not a AAA baseball team? Number 1, the Sugar Land Space Cowboys. Number 2, the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. Number 3, the Tucson Road Runners. Number 4, the El Paso Chihuahuas. Number 5, the Albuquerque Isotopes. And number 6, the Omaha Storm Chasers.
Trevor, we're going to check in.
Okay, current events, married and moved is checked in. So don't fudge with my heart. You can talk it out.
I'm positive on the Space Cowboys, the Jumbo Shrimp, the Isotopes, and I'm pretty sure on the Storm Chasers.
Yeah, I knew right off the bat Isotopes and Storm Chasers for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So that left us 3 and 4, El Paso and Tucson.
Right. Okay, so I would think that if Tucson is one of them, it would be the Diamondbacks affiliate, and I'm pretty sure they're the Reno Aces.
They're definitely the Reno Aces. I've actually been to a Reno Aces game in Reno, so
I would think that has to be it then. Tucson has to be it, because I don't think Tucson would have another affiliates team.
Right. Well, yeah.
I mean, it's either that or the Chihuahuas, but it's going to be a 50-50 either way. I'd rather have at least some reasoning on it.
Yep, I'm good with it.
All right. So we'll check in with the Tucson Roadrunners.
Okay. So then current events, married and moved. What did you say?
Yeah, we both said 5 and 6. The Isotopes and Storm Chasers were like immediately the both of us were like, yep, we know those ones for sure. I mean, I've been to a couple Storm Chasers games. I said the Jumbo Shrimp because I remember hearing that name this last year, watching a video of Twins minor league games, and I'm like, Jumbo Shrimp? What in the world? I never heard of that. Then Mason said that he'd heard of the Cowboys and the El Paso Chihuahuas. So that narrowed it down to the Tucson Roadrunners. So that's what we checked in with.
Once again, both teams getting points. The correct answer is the Tucson Roadrunners. Nice job, guys. Yeah, so the Tucson Roadrunners are an American Hockey League team, minor league hockey team, of the Phoenix or the Arizona Coyotes. So it's a little bit of a wordplay. The Roadrunners and the Coyotes.
That makes sense.
Moving on to question number 3, an odd one out. For the 2022-2023 season, which of the following teams is not an English Premier League team? Number 1, Brentford. Number 2, Sheffield Wednesday. Number 3, Nottingham Forest. Number 4, West Ham United. Number 5, Crystal Palace. And number 6, Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Scott, I just looked at the EPL table not too long ago.
Yeah, you're going to take 100% of this.
All right, we're going to check in.
Okay, Don't Fudge with My Heart is checking in. So current events, you can talk it out.
All right, so Brentwood I know for sure is. West Ham I know for sure is. Crystal Palace I know for sure is.
Yeah, so that leaves Sheffield Wednesday, Nottingham Forest, and Wolverhampton. Those are 3 you haven't said anything definitively.
EPL's not my, forte.
Same.
Nottingham, I'm like 60% sure is. So that brings it down to Sheffield Wednesday and
Wolverhampton.
Because just like Dan, I did look at the EPL standings, and I don't know. Let's just say Sheffield Wednesday.
Sure.
And Don't Fudge with My Heart. What did you say?
I know the Wolves are in there, Wolverton, and West Ham is definitely there. Nottingham is definitely there. Crystal Palace is definitely there, which that left to me for Brentford and Sheffield Wednesday. And I couldn't remember Brentford being there, but I was pretty positive Sheffield Wednesday was not. So I also said Sheffield Wednesday.
We've swept the round. Congratulations, guys. The correct answer is Sheffield Wednesday.
All right.
Well done. Well done. Yeah, so Sheffield Wednesday is an English club, but they play in one of the lower divisions. They're one of the oldest, the second oldest professional association football club in all of England. I think they're in the 3rd tier now, actually.
Yeah.
But they've won 3 FA Cups in their history. So they have some success, just not recently. So that means at the end of the first quarter, the scores are tied up at 150 apiece.
We wanted to let you know that we are on Patreon if you'd be interested in supporting us financially. Your contributions will be used to help us cover the costs that it takes to bring you the high-quality sports trivia you have come to expect from us. There's also some great perks that come with the Patreon membership to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, including bonus episodes and Benchwarmers swag. You can find us at patreon.com/benchwarmerstp. Thanks.
Moving on to quarter number 2. The category will be sporting haikus.
Sporting haikus. For this quarter, there will be 4 questions in haiku form. Each question is worth 25 points.
Okay. Haiku number 1. 2022 Run for the Roses winner, 80-1 odds.
Ah, there it is. There it is.
Oh, he didn't even have to fully go. He just thought about it. We're checked in.
Check in.
Okay, Don't Fudge With My Heart is checked in. So current events, feel free to talk it out.
What I remembered is that the name was appropriate because it had something to do with the fact that it was a long shot, or that I had something to do with the odds. But I'm trying to remember what specific.
Ever in your favor?
No.
Everton in your favor. Tie
Yeah.
it into the last
Boom,
question.
Yeah, that's-
man!
there you
Look
go.
at that.
Who are not in their favor right now because they are very, very close to the relegation.
Are they?
Yeah.
So am I. If it comes to this podcast, if we implement that, I'm also close to the relegation.
Yeah. Me too, Scott. Me too.
No, you're 4th, last I heard.
That's
Yeah,
just
top
a
five.
it's a dance-off.
Well, that's the
Oh.
that's the tie break.
Oh, well, bye, David.
Oh man, it's gonna come to me in a moment. I know it has something to do with, because it was like there was some kind of pun or something that had to do with the fact because they were a long shot. They were making references to it, like it was either like that it was a long shot, or that it was, it made a lot of money for people or something. I just trying to remember what it is.
Long shot, Sally.
Ride, Sally, ride.
Do you need to go to the brain bayou to find this? Is that?
Oh goodness, it's been a while. I don't
I
know
have
if
the
it's gonna
sounder
help.
for it. You can do it.
Yeah, so do I.
Oh, what the heck? Let's go.
Woo!
Let me get in my fan boat real quick and get on down there, and then we'll see what happens. So,
I'm excited to see this.
me too. Oh, let me think about it. I'm gonna try to cycle through some words. I don't think it's as effective as the Mind Palace. That's the thing.
Yours has
Nothing
crickets,
is.
though.
Yeah, from when I don't know the answer, it's gonna be crickets. Trying to think. It's like
The brain bayou.
I just got it.
Okay.
It
Woo!
just came to me. I had to cycle through because I knew it had something to do with the odds, the money thing. It's Rich Strike.
There you go.
Checking with that. That took far too long.
Okay, current events after a trip down to the bayou has checked in with Ridge Strike. So, yeah, Don't Fudge With My Heart. What'd you say?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's Rich Strike. I remember thinking about that, thinking they struck it rich. I gotta have to remember that when someone asks this about the 2022 Run for the Roses winner in haiku form. So I remember thinking exactly that.
You just knew. Not in iambic pentameter.
I just knew.
Not in a sonnet. Absolutely.
I thought maybe a
Both teams
limerick,
are
but
correct.
probably
Yeah, that's
more
pushing
of a
it. That's
haiku.
pushing it. There once was a horse named Rich.
We all went to the next word.
whose jockey silks were quite kitsch.
There you go.
Yeah,
Moving
so
right along.
but Both teams correct. Rich Strike is the answer. Yeah, the second biggest long shot to ever win the Derby. I thought it was fascinating because he only ran because there was a late scratch the day before. So the Derby winner wasn't even planning to be in the Derby until like 24 hours before. Crazy. That's what makes it fun. Okay. Moving on to question number 2. Mets 2-time All-Star, last year's batting champion, uses knobless bat.
Yeah, that's right. That's right,
Yeah.
Scott.
We're checked in, Trevor.
Okay. So then, current events, you can talk it out.
I have some ideas, but the novel's bad doesn't mean anything to me. So that's not.
Yeah, me neither.
Means the bat doesn't have a knob.
Yes, thank you, Dan. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Gotta have Dan to explain everything. Have him
So who
Dansplain.
won? Yeah, Dansplaining.
Dansplaining.
Anyway, sorry, I wasn't meaning to be mean about it, but yeah. Okay. So,
I mean, I know.
That's better than Danscaping, by the way.
It's also better than Dan handling. So
I get it all out of your system now. Keep going, Scott. Got any more?
learning Dandarin.
Dandruff. Okay, we're
Kind of
done.
already there.
that was
Yeah.
dandy. Anyway, so okay, so
So
right.
Luis Ariz won the AL batting championship last year, and now he's in the NL. But I only think I might know this because of reading, when he won it, the other name. And I don't know the first name, but I think the last name is McNeil.
Jeff McNeil was one of the names I was going to mention to you.
Okay.
The other one was going to be what's his name, Starling Marte, but
Yeah.
I don't think he's been there long enough to be a 2-time All-Star for the Mets because he was from Miami.
Yeah.
But McNeil fits the profile of a guy that has a high batting average. Like he's usually up there. Yeah, I don't know about the Nobles bat, but Jeff McNeil would make sense as a batting champion, and 2-time All-Star seems to fit for him too. So
Go ahead and check in with Jeff McNeil.
Okay, current events is checked in with Jeff McNeil. Don't fudge with my heart. What did you say?
Yeah, the only name that fit the criteria, regardless of the knobless bat, because I didn't know. But I'll stop there because I don't want it Dansplained to me. We also checked in with Jeff McNeil.
Nice job, teams. The correct answer is indeed Jeff McNeil. Yeah, I didn't know he used a knobless bat either until I was researching for this question. It struck me as strange, but apparently, yeah, a hitting coach in the minors encouraged him to use it, and he found success, so he's still using it.
He's not very bright, so they just said, "What a knob."
Yeah, that's why.
Okay, there you go.
Insert crickets.
the brain bayou.
Insert brain bayou.
That brain bayou sound is getting a lot of use today.
There you go.
I say it has been used in a long time.
Moving on to question number 3. A&M track star won 2 golds in Tokyo, 800 meters.
Dude, he's gonna go to the Brain Bayou again.
I might have to. I know this name because I watched it.
You guys can't. This is an audio medium, but Mason just displayed a little bit of his dance moves when he was like about to get the question.
Oh my gosh!
The brain bayou.
Oh, there it is. There it is. All right, we'll check in.
Okay, current events married and moved is checked in, so don't fudge with my heart. You can talk it out.
Can we though?
I'm just so impressed with Mason. It's like ever since he tied the knot, like he's just more definitive in his answers. He's getting there quicker. The Brain Bayou is back open for business because he probably needs like a place to get away when there's a little marital tiff.
I don't have anything on this.
Nope.
I have no idea.
Johnny Manziel, he went to A&M.
He did.
He might have ran for a career 800 meters in the NFL.
That's pushing it. You're giving him a lot of credit.
Yeah. He may have thrown for 800
Maybe.
Yeah,
meters.
Maybe.
Is it Johnny Trackstar? Johnny Hurdles?
Hurdles. Yeah, I don't have
Yeah,
this.
I'm not even my A&M alumni right now are not helping. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. No idea about who was winning in Tokyo. No names.
No, I don't have it. I got nothing.
I'm nowhere near a bayou or anything, so I'm of little help here. So I guess we should just go with Johnny Hurdles.
Or you know who it was? It was Dat Nguyen.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
He came out of retirement from the NFL
For the Erics
to go back to his alma mater.
For the Erics, we can check in with Dat Nguyen.
Okay, so don't fudge with my heart. Check in with Dat Nguyen. Current events. What did you say?
So I remember this because my wife and mother-in-law and I watched this happen when she won her first and possibly the second one. Because she was really, really young, but was pretty dominant in the race that I remember. And her name, I don't know how to pronounce her first name. I think it's Ating, but I think it's Ating Mu. I know her last name is Mu, but that's who we checked in with.
Absolutely. The correct answer is Ating Mu, or Ating Mo, I've also heard. So Ating Mo is correct. Yeah, she is a track sensation, winning 2 golds, looking dominant. Yeah, so her win in the 800 broke the American women's record for the event and broke in a 53-year Olympic drought for the Americans in the event. So she dominated. So Ating Mo is correct.
Only way I knew that was actually watching it, because otherwise I would not have picked that up anywhere. But
I didn't know that one.
Just
I
very
do
fortunate.
know
I paid attention to it more than I usually do.
one thing I do appreciate, even though I know that it's TikTok is supposedly the Chinese government coming after all of our whatever, I don't know, conspiracy theory related things. But anyway, TikTok, the other day I learned about the 2019 men's shot put world championship, and then got me to the 2020 Olympics about Ryan Krauser, and Joe Kovacs. And that was an awesome story. So if you would ask a question about that, I would have been totally on top of that. But I mean,
yeah,
I had a thing Mew. Sorry, I don't really remember. Apologies.
Yeah. Her parents immigrated from South Sudan. She was born here in New Jersey. Incredible athlete.
Cool.
So moving on to question number 4. An all-star just once, made finals in 81, shortest in the hall.
Is this it?
Oh, he would have been on that team. Didn't know he was in the hall, but I'm not surprised if he is.
I'm pretty sure he is. I think that's probably why I heard it.
All right, let's do it.
Was because of a question like this. So, all right, we'll check in.
Okay. Don't fudge with my heart is checked in. So current events, married and moved. You can talk to them.
All right. So I'm 90% sure that the 1981 NBA Finals, the 80-81 season, was the Lakers and the 76ers, because I thought that came up on that HBO show about the Lakers, the Showtime.
The show, yeah. So, who's the shortest person you can think of on either of those teams?
Yeah, I mean, for the Lakers,
I can't think of anyone.
I'm
trying to think of that roster.
Norm Nixon was the shooting guard, or the point. Was he the point guard? Yeah, Norm Nixon was the point guard but then he's
not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Okay, so on the 76ers, then they had Maurice Cheeks. Is he a Hall of Famer?
He's got to be, but I don't think he's that short to be the shortest.
Yeah,
I don't think I remember that about him. Like, I don't think of him as being a really short player. So I don't know.
Agreed.
I don't hate the answer because he's very I would assume he's in the Hall of Fame. I'd be shocked if he isn't. But
I mean, Julius Erving, but I'm sure Julius Erving was like 6'5", wasn't he, or like 6'6" or something?
yeah, he's not the shortest for sure.
Trying to think of other people on the 76ers team.
Do you want to just go with
What do you want to go with?
Maurice Cheeks? Because it's
the best answer I think we got.
I don't even think it's remotely close, but yeah, I guess we'll go with that.
Okay, current events checked in with Maurice Cheeks. So don't fudge with my heart. What was your answer?
Matt, you got the wrong year. The 80-81 season was the Celtics and Rockets.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it was you had 79-80 that you were talking about.
Oh, because
yeah. I'm pretty sure I've heard this before, and I'm pretty sure this is Calvin Murphy.
Ooh. Calvin Murphy is in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Dan, you have indeed heard correct. The correct answer is Calvin Murphy. Yep. He is the shortest member of the NBA Hall of Fame, standing 5'9".
It's not that short. That's
Sorry,
my height.
Mason.
Taller than me.
I thought for sure, because Mason even said he thought it was the Celtics. But even if we had known the Celtics,
I didn't know who they played.
I don't know who they played, and I would have never guessed Calvin Murphy.
Was that one the Cedric Maxwell MVP one? I think that's I thought that was the 81 one. That's why I was like, it's somewhere around there, but it might have been that.
So, yeah, also found it interesting that Calvin Murphy was a world-class baton twirler. That even in 1977, during his NBA career, he won the Texas State Men's Twirling Championship.
I mean, like you do, right? I mean,
yeah, just naturally.
Sure.
Just dabble in it in spare time.
So he's actually the shortest. Well, he wouldn't be the shortest in the baton twirling Hall of Fame. That would probably be like a 6-year-old girl.
All right. So at the end of the second quarter, we are all tied up at 225 points apiece.
Calvin Murphy might be the tallest person in the baton twirling Hall of Fame, actually, which would be even more of a fun fact.
No, Manute Bowles in there.
Yeah.
But you didn't know that.
He's so graceful.
He did it on skates too. That's what made it really cool.
All right, let's move on to halftime.
It is now time for the halftime show. There will be 3 entertainment questions pertaining to sports, with each question worth 25 points.
Question number 1. Justin Timberlake has performed in the Super Bowl halftime show 3 different times since the year 2000. His 2018 show tied him for most appearances with a female artist who appeared in the show 3 times in the 1990s. Name her.
Okay, we'll check in.
Okay. Current events, Married and Moved is checked in. Don't fudge with my heart. Talk it out.
So I think, I mean, I don't, we have no idea if this is right or not, but I said Gloria Estefan because of the whole Miami Sound Machine and how many times the Super Bowl has been in Miami.
I know for a fact that Sound Machine definitely performed at least once. I do have a recollection of that.
I think in the late 90s they did something with like a Miami sound, not like the Miami Sound Machine, but like a salsa sound type thing.
Yeah,
with a bunch of
and that would make
people.
sense at that time frame. That was the big Latin sort of renaissance in the late 90s with like Ricky Martin and the Macarena and stuff. So that would make sense for the era. And then she easily could have been in there a third time, right? Because it's what are the other performances from the 90s? It's like Michael Jackson and Shania Twain did one, right? So
yeah. I can't think of anybody now that I've said that. I
don't think we'll come up with anything that makes more sense. And if we can kind of pinpoint 2, then I mean that's our best bet.
All right, we'll go with Gloria Estefan.
Okay, Don't Fudge With My Heart checked in with Gloria Estefan. So current events, Married and Moved, what'd you say?
Well, in the recent past, I watched a video that went through like the evolution of halftime shows, because it started off with all the marching band stuff, and then it went to like theater productions and Disney did stuff, and then they finally started adding like actual artists performing. And I was thinking about that. Had this vague recollection that someone performed multiple times, and it fit because I remember there's a couple of Miami Super Bowls there. And it was a big thing at the time. So, and Matt confirmed that she was at the 92 Super Bowl in Minnesota. So it kind of all made sense. So we also checked in with Gloria Estefan.
Both teams getting points. The correct answer is Gloria Estefan. Yep. First time was with Brian Boitano and other figure skaters, a natural pairing. The second time was with Miami Sound Machine for an Indiana Jones inspired theme.
Yeah.
And the third time alongside Stevie Wonder, they did a celebration of soul, salsa, and swing. So
yeah,
Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. That's right. I forgot about that one, and I completely forgot about the one in Minneapolis until right before Mason said something about it. I was like, oh, that's right. She was in that weird figure skating one that they did.
Well done, guys. Moving on to question number 2. In 2019, what NHL team rallied around the Laura Branigan song Gloria, playing it in the arena after each home win during their playoff run?
We check in.
Okay, don't fudge with my heart with a quick check-in. So current events, you can talk it out.
You have this, Matt?
I thought I heard, oh my gosh, why am I spacing on his name? Sports Trivia Face-Off.
Brent Olmeyer.
Brent.
Yeah.
I thought I heard Brent complaining or being happy when they stopped playing this at Blues games. 2019 was the year they won the cup, right? The 2018-2019 season? I don't know. I mean, I might be wrong. It could have been Tampa.
Well, was it something that he said? Or the voice in your head calling St. Louis?
Calling St. Louis.
St. Louis.
I don't know. I could be. I'm probably wrong, and I'm sorry if I push this the wrong way, but I'm like 90% sure that that's the year that they won, right? So
that's about the right time frame. Sure. I've never heard of this thing happening. So, but yeah, it's good a song as any to rally around. So sure, I'm fine with St. Louis though.
All right, we're gonna check in with that's what we're looking for, right? Is the team? Yeah,
yes.
What NHL team? The St. Louis Blues.
All right, checked in with St. Louis Blues. Don't fudge with my heart. What did you say?
Matt, I think you got their number. It was St. Louis. I know this because Brent Bollmeyer was talking about it all the time. Shout out to Brent, who's probably not hearing this right now, but hey, shout out to Brent because you're the godfather of this show.
Yeah.
Mark.
Both teams are correct. The correct answer is I think the correct answer is Gloria. Yes.
No, the correct answer is the Blues.
The answer to the correct answer is the Blues. The correct answer for everything is Gloria, apparently.
Yes.
No, the correct answer is the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, that's
So the story
the Gloria
for
Gaynor question.
Ooh.
The story for how they I think the story for how they came to that song is the blues players were at a bar in Philly for maybe, and that song came on and they were all jamming to it, so they asked for it to be played
as one does in a bar.
Yeah.
In 2019,
You
a
have
bunch
to.
of 20 and 30-year-old guys were at a bar listening to Gloria.
It's like Jack Black in School of Rock with Edge of 17. Same difference.
Yeah, pretty much.
With Joan Cusack.
Exactly.
Yeah, same thing. Just takes over you.
Gloria and Edge of 17 actually came out the same year.
Yeah.
The only flavor text I had for this was that this is a certified bop. I love this song.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Question number 3. The following quote is from a famous sports movie speech. Name the character who gave this speech. Being perfect is about being able to look your friends in the eye and know that you didn't let them down because you told them the truth. And that truth is that you did everything that you could. There wasn't one more thing that you could have done.
We're going to go ahead and check in, Trevor.
Okay, current events is checked in, so don't fudge with my heart. Feel free to try to talk it out.
Okay, so my initial thought was we had Gloria Estefan and a question about Gloria. I thought maybe this was Glory Road. Just kind of staying on that theme. But I don't think that fits. So
No,
I don't think that fits. So I'm back to square one.
Was this Dat Nguyen?
I don't think because he never looked his friends in the eye. The whole perfect thing leads me to think that this was either a near perfection or it was a perfect score of some kind, which again doesn't necessarily narrow down a sport, because that could be baseball, that could be a 300 game of bowling, that could be a perfect 10 in figure skating. So I don't know that helps us. Is it the cutting edge
topic?
So
no,
I don't.
It's not from Cutting Edge. I've seen that movie enough.
But how often have you seen Cutting Edge 2?
I have not. At all.
So
was
yeah,
D.B. Sweeney in it?
Oh yeah, they brought him back.
Okay.
I mean, he wasn't doing anything.
Was Moira Kelly in it?
She was.
Wow. Why didn't I see this then?
Because it came out in 2005. But anyways, yeah, without a real sport to latch onto, I mean, the only baseball movie I can think of where there's a near perfect game is Summer Catch, of course, the Freddie Prinze Jr. vehicle.
For Love of the Game was a perfect.
Well, yes, but I think you would know if it was that. I think you would have known. And this isn't from Summer Catch, because to bookend this halftime round, we started with Justin Timberlake. Freddie Prinze Jr. left the game to go pursue Jessica Biel at the end of that movie. So there was no speech about his friends.
I can't argue with that logic.
No.
I mean, it just makes sense.
Of course. Yeah, I don't know. I think our best bet is to just pick a notable movie character and hope that we get it. Maybe a coach. Is it Herb Brooks?
Probably a coach. Sure, it was Herb Brooks. It wasn't Herb Brooks. There wasn't nearly enough profanity in this.
Well, Trevor could have just,
So he could have gave the censored version.
Yeah, this is when they show it on ABC Family. This is sorry, Freeform.
Yes.
I
got nothing on this, Scott. I mean,
all right. Who's another coach from a movie?
You guys already checked him with with Herb Brooks, didn't you?
No,
I wrote it down.
I mean, it doesn't matter who we check in with.
It doesn't matter who we check in with. So yeah, the Gridiron Gang.
That's the character's name.
Yep,
the whole gang.
Yeah, I was actually going to watch that today. All right, yeah, we're going to check in with the entire Gridiron Gang
in unison.
Okay, don't fudge with my heart. Checking in with the entirety of the Gridiron Gang. So, current events, Married and Move. What did you say?
It's funny you mentioned Freeform, Scott, because my wife watches Gilmore Girls on Freeform all day, every day, right? And one thing that she also watches regularly is the TV show Friday Night Lights. But I think this comes from the movie Friday Night Lights. And that coach, I don't know if it was the coach who made the speech, but the coach that the name I have is Gaines. So we checked in with Coach Gaines.
One team is getting points. The correct answer is Coach Gary Gaines from Friday Night Lights.
Chip Gaines.
Chip Gaines is coach.
Yes. The authority on such matters is Bleacher Report. In a 2012 Bleacher Report article deemed this speech the second best speech in sports movie history.
Oh, whoa now. Okay.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the best then?
I think number one has already been mentioned.
The Herb Brooks one, the speech that
Mhm.
never actually happened in reality because it was completely filled with so much
expletives
that Disney could have never put Miracle out. Yeah,
Yes, that one.
the 100%
Okay.
fictitious never happened speech. Sure.
Yes.
I watched The Sixth Man last week. There's 4 or 5 quotes in that movie alone that are better than this quote right here.
You play him 10 times, they win 9. Not today.
not today.
This time.
Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
The Germans? He's on a roll.
Let it go. He's on a roll.
Okay. So that is the conclusion of halftime. At the end of halftime, we have a score of 300 to 275, with current events in the lead.
Now on to the second half.
Thank you. Now on to the second half.
We'd like to take a minute to invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at BenchwarmersTP. We also have a Facebook group for fans of the pod called The Bench. Join us there to comment on the latest episodes and share cool sports facts and trivia. If you'd be willing to rate and review us on iTunes or Stitcher, we'd greatly appreciate the support so that other people may find this podcast. Thanks.
This is an ASMR podcast.
We are now an ASMR podcast.
ASMR sports trivia podcast.
This is
You know what?
that
That probably sell.
All right. No, actually say it out loud.
I know. Today's third quarter will be Lucky 7.
Lucky 7. For this quarter, there will be 3 lists containing 7 items. The team that is trailing coming into the quarter will choose the first list and attempt to identify the items on this list one at a time. If the team has an incorrect guess, the other team can attempt to finish that list out. The team leading at the beginning of the quarter will select the second list, and whichever team is trailing after the first 2 lists will get the third list. Each item is worth 10 points.
Don't Fudge With My Heart is behind here. So they will get the first choice.
With my heart.
Don't go fudging my heart. They will.
Hey, Kiki
I'm
D, thank
Kiki
you.
D.
Scott, if you get,
If I what?
all right. So I'll say if you get restless, baby, I'm not your kind. All right. Anyway,
I do.
enough of that.
There's a lot of singing this episode.
You're already reckless as a host. This has gone off the rails, Trevor.
Gloria.
I'm down for the BTP musical episode.
There you go.
Trust me.
When
I'm
are
working
we
on it
doing
for the
that?
benchies. I'm working on
There-
it.
BTP the musical.
There have been
That-
enough episodes of this podcast now that I think you have to at some point soon.
That episode
Yeah,
would
I
get
mean-
shut down by copyright like within 5 seconds of being dropped.
No, Matt. Original songs, pal.
Oh, sure. Right.
I'm working on a song called "The Brain Bayou."
It's like old jazz
Oh.
music.
Songs to the tune of
All
"I'll
right.
Stand By
Lucky
You."
Sevens. The category is today's Lucky
The
Sevens.
brain-
Lucky
Why
7
you-
it is. The
Well,
3
you don't know
lists.
the
The
answer.
3 lists. Scott, I will deduct
Stop.
10 points.
Oh,
Keep going, Scott. Keep going.
God, sit down and shut up. Let's do this.
The 3 lists for today's Lucky 7 are PGA Tour money leaders for the 2021-2022 season, most receptions in the 1980s, and the last 15 seeds to beat a 2 seed in the NCAA men's basketball tournament.
Ooh.
Oh man.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was leaning towards. Also,
Mm.
yeah, I'm good with that. Let's do that.
Yeah, All right,
All right, don't fudge with my heart. You can choose first. Which list would you like?
We're gonna do the 15 seeds.
Oh, that's the one I was hoping left behind.
All right, we're gonna check in.
Okay, don't fudge with my heart has checked in. So, whenever you're ready, let's hear your list.
All right, we got St. Peter's
Against Kentucky in 2022, correct.
Oral Roberts
Versus Ohio State in 2021, correct.
Florida Gulf Coast
Versus Georgetown in 2013, correct.
Middle Tennessee
Middle Tennessee versus Michigan State, 2016, correct.
Lehigh
Versus Duke in 2012, correct.
and I think there was another one that year too, was Norfolk State.
Norfolk State versus Missouri, 2012, correct.
And we had to come up with who beat Iowa State, and I think it was Hampton.
It is indeed Hampton. You have run the list. Well done.
All right, Dan, take some time, rest, because we got to do this again with golfers.
We don't know that they're not going to take the golfers.
When David Lux, when Lux was playtesting, he said, no one's going to know those podunk schools.
Oh, David, come on.
He must not have known Dan was going to be on the recording.
I'm going to say, I had the first 6 right off the bat. I just had to think of the last one. But yeah, that was well done.
The only one I had was Hampton, because I had Iowa State going to the Final Four in that year. So my bracket got killed that first game.
My first thing, I thought it went all the way back to Coppin State, and then I forgot that Hampton was there. But
the full 70 points for Don't Fudge on My Heart. So current events. Don't fudge with my heart, I should say. Current events.
Don't fudge on it either, actually, Trevor. Don't fudge on our heart either.
Don't fudge above my heart. Don't fudge behind.
Right.
Heart. Okay, current events. Which list would you like?
If you know golf better, I mean,
I don't know. I thought about it a little bit. I don't know. The 80s, it's kind of, I don't know. We're kind of struggling with it. So I don't know if it's.
I think we have 4 of those names that I pounded out.
I think I have a few golfers in mind. I just don't know how many for sure on the list.
I gave you what I know. As far as golfers, that's going to be like 99% you.
I guess because they swept the list. So I guess we could take the NFL, and if we don't do well, we might still get the 3rd list anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe we play it that way. So,
we can do that.
Okay. So I guess we're going to take the most receptions in the 1980s.
Okay. Go for it.
All right, we're going to check in.
Okay, current events. You're checked in. Let's hear your list.
All right, well, we're going to start with Steve Largent.
Steve Largent, number 2. Correct.
Awesome. Then we're going to go with Art Monk.
Art Monk, number 1.
Awesome.
Correct.
Then we're going to go with James Lofton.
James Lofton is number 5. Correct.
All right. Then I think there might be some tight ends on this list. I'm going to go with Ozzie Newsome.
Ozzie Newsome is number 3. Correct.
Okay. We navigate through
now
that.
It's a crapshoot. You want to go with your guy first or one of my other ones?
I don't go with mine. He's going to be at the end, I think. So pick.
Okay.
I mean,
want to go with that next one that I have on that list?
Sure. Yeah, go with that one. It's fine.
Chris Collinsworth.
Chris Collinsworth is not on the list.
All right.
You did get 4 correct for 40 points. So don't fudge with my heart. You can try to complete the list.
I think it doesn't matter if we try and they're going to get the last list anyway, right?
You know what? Honestly, I want to win the game, but I just don't want to do that list, so I'm fine with that.
All right. I think, okay, who did they say? They said
Lofton, Monk, Largent, and Ozzie Newsome.
Okay. Then I think Kellen Winslow's got to be on there.
Sounds good to me.
We'll say Kellen Winslow.
Kellen Winslow is number 4. Correct.
I don't have many other names on there, man.
You have the AEW guy, you have the R&B group, so just go with one of them.
R&B group? Which group is that?
How about Wes Chandler?
Wes Chandler is incorrect.
Ooh.
Not on the list.
That was not the R&B group, Mason.
No.
Oh.
All right, I got to hear these other names on this list here.
So
That was
you guys got the first 5?
Drew Hill was the R&B group.
Drew Hill, there you go.
He typed that in, I went, Cisco?
So you're combined, you got the
5.
top 5.
Oh, we did, okay.
Number 6 was JT Smith.
Whoa,
And number 7.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Okay.
Sorry, Josh. Who?
Justin Timberlake Smith.
I
thought he
have
was gonna
never
say
heard
JT
the name
Snow.
JT Smith in my life.
That's JR's cousin. JT.
Who is JT Smith?
That was
no idea.
definitely the name I looked up. That was the name I had to look up as well. So yeah, he was a receiver all through the 80s.
For who? Who did he play for?
Cardinals?
For the Chiefs, for St. Louis, and then the Cardinals. Mm-hmm. Yep.
The Cardinals were in St. Louis at the time. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
So
JT Smith is a name I have
Could've
never
given you a
heard
million
before
years.
in my life. Yeah. You literally could have given me a million guesses. I would have never
I can
heard
name a
of
bunch of JTs. I'd never heard
Okay,
of
so
JT.
who's the other
Hey,
one?
we could have got a Lucky Smith out of that.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
You could have. Yeah. And number 7 is a name that's much more recognizable. Dwight Clark.
Hey,
Oh,
that was on my list.
Matt had that on the list.
R.I.P.
So we only have one who in that list, but hey, having a who in the list of the top receivers, receptions
for a
wise,
decade, yeah.
Yeah, it's the 80s, though.
Yeah. So that was, so Winslow, Newsom, and Clark.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And they said the early 2000s was when tight ends dominated.
Right.
Okay. So then we have one more list to complete. That is the PGA Tour money leaders for the 2021-2022 season and current events. You can try to work this one out.
Should
I think it's good.
I go grab a
me.
drink while you're doing this, or?
Sure.
Why don't you go back to that barber shop, get your beard trimmed, and have yourself a drink?
Yeah. I got my beard trimmed today.
I came up with 8 names. Now the question is which one I want to cut off of here. All right, I think we're checking in, Matt. If you're good, I have my list.
Seriously, bro.
Okay.
If you're good.
I don't know. I'm gonna hope for the best. This might bomb completely, but we'll see what happens.
All right. Sounds like you are ready to go. So let's hear your list.
All right, we're gonna start with Rory McIlroy.
Rory is on the list at number 5.
Okay. Now we'll go with Xander Schauffele.
Xander Schauffele is on the list, number 6.
Ooh, I'm scared right now that I'm hitting
You're
bottom
going
of the
the wrong
barrel
direction,
already.
man.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go with a very similarly named player, Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler is a little higher on the list, number 1.
Oh, okay. That's good at least. Will Zalatoris.
Will Zalatoris is also on the list at number 3.
Right.
You're just making names up now.
Yeah.
No,
And they're on the list somehow.
no, he's been placing pretty high in majors. So I didn't. Which place did you say, Trevor?
Number 3.
Yeah, he also owns a pasta joint over here.
It's very closely spelled as Zatarans. Yes. All right. We'll go with Cameron Smith.
Cameron Smith is number 2.
Cousins to JT.
Yeah.
I was gonna make that joke, but I figured someone else would. This is gonna be a homer pick because I know that he was doing pretty well. Then we're gonna go with LSU alumnus Sam Burns.
Sam Burns is on the list at number 7.
Good Lord. All right, well, I'm hoping this one's on here because I thought of Cameron Smith earlier. It reminded me of Cameron Young, so that's what I'm going to go with.
Cameron Young is not on the list.
All right, well.
Oh, wait. We have to try?
I mean, you don't have to. You can just pass.
We can just make up a name like you did. You
Dulé Hill.
made up a name and got points.
I did not make up names. These are real people. Real stories.
I think it's Dulé Hill.
What did he say? Tomas Sadaransky? And somehow he was on the list.
Yeah. I was not expecting you to mention Tomas Sadaransky. That's a really random name.
Dan, I don't think it's Dulé Hill because there's only one black golfer.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So I know some other names, but just from this podcast, there's Rochambeau. But I'm guessing if he were on this list, Mason would have named him.
And he would have named him DeChambeau. But
yeah.
There's that other person that Mason likes, but I don't even remember his name anymore.
That other person I like.
Yeah, you mentioned once that you watched this other guy. I don't remember.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to help you, but
yeah. I don't
think it's the name on the list.
It doesn't help because I don't remember his name. So, I don't know, Dan.
Is it Dat Nguyen?
Could be Dat Nguyen. You know what? That's probably closer than we think.
It's got to work one of these times in this game, right?
I'm waiting for that fourth quarter question about Dallas Cowboys middle linebacker. All right.
If he says something about a Vietnamese middle linebacker for Texas A&M, I am going to lose it. All right, we're going to go with Dat Nguyen for 0 points.
At number 4 is not Dat Nguyen.
You see, 0 points. We got it.
So number 4.
Good job.
Number 4 is a fellow by the name of Patrick Cantlay.
Ooh.
Patrick Cantlay is the one.
Not on my list.
You missed.
You say Cantlay? Marriage,
right?
Okay.
Yeah. Got a headache.
Marriage.
I'm not even saying anything.
She doesn't listen to the show. You're not getting in trouble. You didn't say anything. You're good.
We started this long before you actually got onto the episode. So.
I know, talking behind my back. It's fine.
Okay, well then, through lucky number 7, scores are Current Events Married and Moved with 400 and Don't Fudge With My Heart with 355. That brings us to the fourth quarter.
The fourth quarter, known as Put Your Fours Up. This quarter consists of 4 categorized questions that teams will wager up to 100 points each, not to exceed their current point total.
Categories for today are as follows. Question number 1 in the category of Bootylicious, talking about sumo wrestling. Question number 2, category So Good, a hockey question. Question number 3, Survivor, a college football question. And question 4, Bills, a tennis question. It is now time for the teams to place their wagers. Now that the wagers are in, on to the questions. Question number 1. What is the name for the highest rank that a sumo wrestler, or rikishi, can achieve in the sport? There are strict qualifications to be awarded this rank. Only 73 rikishi have ever achieved it since the late 1700s.
All right, we'll check in.
Don't Fudge With My Heart has checked in. So, current events, Married and Moved, you can talk it out.
Yeah, I think this might be Yokozuna.
I have never heard of that. So if that's something for you, I couldn't begin to even tell you anything about the ranks of sumo wrestlers.
We didn't wager many points in this one, so let's just go with it. It's the only thing I got in my brain. So
okay,
we're going to go ahead and check in with Yokozuna for 17 points.
Don't fudge with my heart. What did you say? And what was your wager?
I don't know anything about sumo wrestling, but I know things about wrestling in general. And that's kind of how we got to where we got to, because Rikishi was a wrestler who was part of the lineage with another wrestler who won the 1993 Royal Rumble and main evented a WrestleMania against Hulk Hogan. And his name was Yokozuna. So we checked in with 0 points with Yokozuna.
One team is getting points, but both teams are correct. The correct answer is Yokozuna. Yeah, I was hoping that the Rikishi, name dropping Rikishi in there might help steer you in that direction. And in preparation for this quiz, I did watch that Royal Rumble. Moving on to question number 2. The Detroit Red Wings assembled a powerhouse in the 1950s, winning 4 Stanley Cups in the decade. Those championships were spearheaded by a group of 3 future Hall of Famers who all played together: Gordie Howe, Sid Abel, and Ted Lindsay. What was the Motor City appropriate nickname of this trio?
We're going to check in.
Hey, don't fudge with my heart. It's checked in. So current events, married and moved. Feel free to talk it out.
I know
Matt,
know
you're
this as soon as I hear it. Yeah. As soon as this pops into my brain, I'm pretty sure that this is. Yeah, it's not like you had mentioned Hell on Wheels.
I was just trying to
yeah, you're just making that's fine.
A joke.
They were on skates.
There were wings on wheels, actually.
There you go. Yes. So
But for some reason, the name production line sticks into my brain, but that doesn't sound right either.
like assembly line? Is that what?
I mean, production pops because they produced, but I mean, I don't know. Assembly line.
I don't know. I'm just trying because I mean, Ford's the one who was attributed with creating the assembly line, even though he did.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
so I mean, I recognize 2 of the names. I don't know who Sid Abel is. The other 2 I know names.
Yeah.
But I don't know their nickname as far as like the group. Is it maybe because there's 3 of them? Something to do with? I don't know.
I mean, the production line is the one that was popped in my brain. I'm not sure if it's right or not, but I mean,
yeah, I don't have anything insightful on this, so that's something that kind of makes sense for you. I'm fine with it because second question in a row, I have no idea.
again,
So-
we only bet 17 points on this one, so let's go with that. Sure, the production
Okay.
line for 17.
Okay. So current events. Checked in with the production line for 17 points. Don't fudge with my heart. What did you say for your real answer? Then I also want to hear what that fake answer was too.
Yeah, so we have 2 answers. We have the answer that we want to be right and the answer that we think is right. I'm going to give you the answer that we want to be right. And thinking maybe they had a really strong fan base in the Sudan, and we were thinking maybe it was Ating Mo Town. But
The
that's
callback.
not what we ended up going with. We went with the much lamer one, and Dan will tell you what that is.
Yeah, it might be lamer, but I think it's right. And I think, Matt, you got it. It's the production line.
No, we wagered 0.
Yeah, I'll do it again. One team is getting points, but both teams are correct. The correct answer is the production line. Nice job. Yeah, there were multiple iterations of this. Sid Abel left the team, and then Alex Del Vecchio replaced him. But the original, the one people should know is this trio. Moving on to question number 3 in the category Survivor. The coach with the longest active tenure in the FBS started at his post in 1999, a full 6 years clear of the 2 men tied for the second longest tenure. They represent 3 different conferences. Name 2 of these 3 men.
We're going to check in.
Don't fudge with my heart is checked in. So that means current events, married and moved. You can talk it out.
What you got?
I think I have all 3 of them because I remember we back in like maybe it was last year or something. We had a 5-on-3 whereas like the 5 longest. But I know cold that Kirk Ferentz is the longest.
Yes.
He's in like his 20 something. This is 99. So yeah, this is yeah. And I think the other two that have the same number is Whittingham from Utah. It's Kyle Whittingham, pretty sure. And then Mike Gundy from Oklahoma State. And Iowa, Utah, and Oklahoma State are in 3 different conferences. So it fits everything. We only need 2 of them.
Let me go with Ferentz from Whittingham.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all 3 of them are right, but I think Whittingham for sure has been there for quite a long time. So yeah, we'll go with Ferentz and Whittingham for 100.
Don't fudge with my heart. What did you say, and what did you wager?
So Scott had Ferentz right away.
Yeah.
And I thought, I was pretty sure Whittingham was on there, but we also, we don't know how this guy could have been around as long as he has been because he's only 40.
He's a man.
But he's a man. And we said Mike Gundy. And so it just said Ferentz and Gundy for 0 points.
Both teams are correct. You got all 3 men. Yep. Kirk Ferentz, Whittingham,
Mike Gundy's the man.
And Gundy. Is he 50 now? He could recreate that,
No, he's just always 40.
I'm a
He's
man.
40.
I'm 50.
I'm a man.
Still 40.
Always 40.
You can't immortalize that and change your age.
Okay. On to the last question of the game. As of the time of recording, there are 2 American women ranked in the top 10 world tennis rankings. Together, these 2 women reached the French Open Doubles Championship in 2022. Name either.
We'll check in.
Current events is checked in, so don't fudge with my heart. You can talk it through one last time tonight.
Is it Dat girl win?
She didn't win. They finished second. There's one name that I know, and I think this is one of them. I think it's one of those ones that I've only ever seen it written out, but I think it's Coco Gauff or something like that.
Okay, sure.
I don't know anybody else. Spoiler alert, we didn't wager anything on this, so
right, we're not going
I
to
noticed the pattern.
Coke. You said Coke. Okay, sure. You know who I want to say? 1, I think wrong with me. 2, I think wrong. I think wrong with me.
Something's got to give.
Let the bodies hit the mouth.
She's multi-talented. She was in the 1950s in the NHL. She was a head tennis player, head coach. Yeah, just everything.
Yeah, I think it's Coco Gauff. Like GAU.
Playing the wrong sport. Should be playing golf because that's how my nephews say it, but sure.
All right. Well, that's what we're going with for 0 points.
Current events. What did you say and what did you wager?
And this is a name that I had recognized, and we had briefly talked about this. Some friends of mine, you're talking about tennis out of nowhere, and this name came up, and I couldn't tell you the other one, but we went with the exact same name of Coco Gauff. I don't know how you pronounce it. I've only seen it in writing too. So we wagered 17 points.
Both teams are correct, and Coco Gauff is a correct answer. And the other one, if you don't know, maybe the category name might help in this case. Bills. Coco Gauff teamed up with the daughter of the Bills owners. Her name is Jessica Pegula. So Jessica Pegula and Coco Gauff are the 2. The game has come to an end, and here are the final scores. Finishing with a respectable 355 points, they end the 4th quarter with as many points as they had starting it, are Don't Fudge with My Heart, 355 points. And our clipboard captains of the game, who are receiving the coveted Ting Mo Award with 551 points, is Current Events, Married and Moved.
Woohoo!
Hey.
Congratulations, Matt and Mason.
All right. Well, I want to thank Trevor for coming on, writing this game, and hosting. Thank you very much. Thank you to your wife and your son for giving us your time, and for him sleeping through this whole time. I'm sure he did. It was a wonderful baby and slept through the whole time. So
I will, as soon as I walk out of this closet, I will find out just how good he was.
Yeah, exactly. So thanks, buddy. Appreciate your time.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on, guys. I always enjoy it. It had been a while, and so I was looking forward to this for a long time. It's always good to come on and talk with you guys, hang out. It was a lot of fun. So thank you, as always. Thanks for listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, and until next time, we'll keep the bench warm.
That ball hit high and deep. Stretch! Get on back there. They look up. You can put it on the board. Yes.
Into deep left center for Mitchell. And we'll see you tomorrow night.
That great music you're listening to is by Justin Nozick. Thanks to him for producing that music for us. You've been listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We are at Benchwarmers TP.